Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, beautiful people. I hope everybody is good. Welcome to the One Thing Challenge and Tribe introduction. I hope everybody is good, whatever time it is that you are watching this. And we wanted to do this video to introduce you to the challenge as well as the tribe, introduce who we are, what our one thing is, and really help you to understand why community is important, why zoning down on one thing is important so that we can help you have an exceptional 2025. So, we will introduce ourselves in a little while. I'm not going to just kind of start rambling. We will introduce ourselves just shortly. But I wanted to kind of get your bring your attention to this. I know that we're a little way into January now, but I wonder how many people have seen this image over the years. Now, imagine this image was first created by the author Peniel in 2014. So this is like 10 years ago that she's been doing different images to celebrate the new year. But this one seems like it's almost a classic or a tradition that it keeps popping up every single year. And we think about all of the things that we want to do in the new year. We have lots of hopes and aspirations. And you can see in this photo, this image, she's talking about she's leaving behind fake friends, temper, hate, negativity, all of that stuff, right? And what she's taken into the next year is the things that are in her bag. So she's taking love, focus, peace, and God with her. But literally every year, this same image comes up. And we start to think about New Year's resolutions. We start to think about New Year, New Me. And it is a thing of, are we doing this right? Because if we're saying the exact same things every single year, then I feel like we need to do something a bit different, because this picture's been recycled for the past 10 years and people get very excited by it. But if it's not really creating the change and the outcomes that you want, then are we just giving ourselves lip service? So I'm going to hand over to Jen.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. So, where are we now? A month in. How are you getting on with your resolutions? And I guess really, what happens with our resolutions throughout the year, and quite often many of us don't achieve them. A number of reasons. One of them is that sort of lack of specificity and that vagueness. I want to lose weight, and not really being clear about actually what is it that I want to do. So, it's better to say, I want to exercise for say 30 minutes a day or save X amount of money a month. And quite often, I know certainly for myself, one of the things that I would do quite often is just that sort of too many goals at once. You have all these great ideas and great intentions, and sometimes you just have too many of them and not really thinking about actually what is that one thing that actually is the key thing that we really want to achieve throughout the year. Again, with many of us, is that lack of planning. There isn't that clear plan, and without a clear plan, it really is quite easy to just lose your focus and to lose your motivation. And so one of the key things in achieving your goals is how you break that down into small, manageable steps. And I'm not going to mention that next bullet point yet. I'm going to just talk about that focus of short-term bursts. We get that motivation, don't we? You get that motivation, and then as with life, things happen, and quite often, we can lose that motivation, and that comes back to that clear plan or accountability. For many of us, what you need is that support network around you. Having that support system really can make a significant difference. And that is what the One Thing Tribe is all about. Helping you be accountable, helping you having people around you. So I'm going to just stop now and just pass on to, I think it's Katrina, isn't it, doing this next
It
one?
is. So, following on from what Jen has said there, so I'm Katrina. Following on from what Jen has said there, it's okay, why one thing? So, as it says, if you focus on one thing, you can watch everything change. And it causes a ripple effect in the rest of your life when you put your focus into one key goal. And that is what we want to be helping you to achieve over this next year. So I want you to think about what's one area of your life that you want to put your attention and focus on for the up and coming year to be able to create that ripple in your life. Now, there's 3 areas that we talk about in terms of focusing on your one thing. That's work, that's love, and that's energy. That's the 3 categories. So work is self-explanatory. It's about anything that your day job, your employment, any businesses you have, anything that you want to work on in relation to work. Love can be about relationships. It can be about self-love. And energy is about things. I'm going to use an example like decluttering your home, which is one of our goals that we have between the 3 of us, in terms of creating the space around you, good energy in the space around you. So just want you to really think about what is a key area of your life that you want to transform over 2025. A key thing as well is about remembering your why when you choose your one thing goal, to help you to provide clarity and focus. I'm going to hand over to myself. I'm handing over to myself.
I love that.
So the next thing is the importance of community. So once you've chosen your one thing, it's really important to have people around you to be able to guide and support you with the goal that you want to achieve for yourself. As that quote says there, I have lost the... So if more information was the answer, then we'd all be billionaires with perfect abs. So that's about having people around you that can give you those kind of insights in relation to why it is that you're doing what it is that you're doing. And always say the people who surround you will either make you or break you. And as the next saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. Such key words there. So the tribe that we're creating is a space for everybody to connect with each other, with like-minded people. The idea is that you'll find people in the community that can help you with your goals, or you can connect together. You may have similar goals with people who you can connect together with and make it easier for you to actually focus and achieve your goals going forward. So I'll stop there and hand over to Nadine.
Actually, I'm going to take this one if you don't mind, ladies. And this is a really quick, I'm sure some of you are familiar with who we are, but this is just to remind you of this sort of power team driving this the one thing challenge. So myself, Jennifer Williams, social worker for over 30 odd years. Well, actually, all of us are social workers. You've just heard from Katrina Thomas. And Katrina, I think you've been a social worker for about 20 plus years as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
And
almost.
Almost. And Nadine, who, as many of you know, is the founder of the One Thing Tribe. And you'll hear from each of us in our next slides. So if you'd like to click for me. So I'll just talk a little bit about myself, and then each of us will introduce ourselves. As I said, my name's Jennifer Williams. And in terms of my one thing, they hover over 2 of the key areas that Katrina just spoke about. One is around that energy, and the other one is around love. So my one thing is about reorganizing my home. And I take a deep breath and I say that because it is a really big, overwhelming task. And when I talk about reorganizing my home, that's for a number of reasons. One is just in terms of that decluttering, clearing out that space. But also in reorganizing the home, what that does is actually helps to clear out space in your mind. You know, when you've got you've got a clear space, that gives you those opportunities to bring in those things that you sort of want. So that is mine, and it is around the energy, that motivation, and also and love as well, but love of self, and love of others. So that is bit about myself. And as we go through the year, you'll be hearing more from each of us and hearing more about our challenge and how we're getting on with that. So the next person I'd like to introduce is Katrina, I think is the next one. If you'd like to click again for me, please.
It
Thank you, Katrina.
certainly
Over
is
to you.
me.
Thank you.
So, as it states, I am Katrina Thomas. I am a social worker, been a social worker for, I think this year is 19 years now. So I said
Oh,
almost. So I've been a qualified social worker for the last 19 years, also a personal development coach, which is actually something we all are, and
fantastic.
and I am a property investor alongside that. So we talk about focusing on one thing. There's different things, 3 different things that I've got there, but my focus for this year is on my property journey. So my one thing is around developing my property portfolio to a point where I am financially free. That is my focus. And you may have heard me say before that even though I'm focusing on one thing, it doesn't mean that the other things are not being, we're not actually still working on all the other things we have in life, because that would be impossible. We would get nowhere. But I'm putting most of my focus into my one thing goal, my key goal. Around that as well, in terms of who I am somebody who is very, very family orientated and friend orientated, and someone who enjoys supporting others to succeed on their journey. That links in with what I said earlier about community and the importance of community and having people around you. I have good community in Nadine and in Jen and in my network and the other communities that I'm involved in, who are really, really helping me and supporting me in my goals. So it's so key in relation to having people around you. Myself and Nadine and Jen, we are here as part of the tribe, part of the key members of the tribe, to do just that for you. It's with our coaching skills is to support you and guide you on to actually, by the end of the year or even before, achieving your one thing, whatever that may be. I'll stop there. That's a bit about me.
Okay, make sure I'm off mute. Let me introduce myself. I really love this picture. I know you can't see my face, but I'm clearly laughing about something. Hi everyone, my name is Nadine Boyne. I am also a social worker. And my one thing is related to work. So I have been thinking and talking about writing a book for probably about the past 4 years. Um, it's been around the time where I emigrated out of the UK to the Caribbean and decided that I didn't want to be in the UK. My dream life didn't look like London. It looks like palm trees and people that looked like me, essentially. So I made a jump, moved to the Caribbean, and decided that I was going to write a book. Now, I was very public about wanting to write this book and asked people to hold me accountable. And every so often, someone would ask, "Oh, how's the book going?" And I would be like, "Oh, yeah, it's kind of getting there," type thing. And while I have had the skeleton of this book forever, there wasn't I want to say, the key driver for me to actually go ahead and get it done. And I went to some events last year where there was lots of community. I actually went to a book launch last year of one of our peers up in Birmingham. And that was like almost like the absolute push to make me say, Nadine, get the book done. It was very inspirational. And it's that whole thing about community and being around people who are doing awesomeness that can inspire you, that can really help you to be like, you know what, I've seen it being done, so it can be done, and I'm going to do it, essentially. So I've had all of the book courses that I've been on and training and coaching around this book. So that's my one thing for 2025, is that I am going to get this book written, published and launched, and we are incredibly looking forward to the event that we are planning for the end of the year, where we are going to celebrate all wins, lessons, challenges, you know, celebrate it all, like the whole journey, which we'll talk about in just a bit. So that's a bit about me. If you're wondering what this event is, so this event, these photos are taken from one of our events, which is the Very Intentional People Gathering, as you can see on my t-shirt. So those VIP gatherings were happening in 2024. We had one a quarter. So this is a event that we bring like-minded people together in person, and we ask them really powerful questions so that they can really think intentionally about what they want for the next 3 months, 6 months, year. So the one thing challenge is having all of those very intentional people in a community, where we are working really together to go forward. And as Katrina said on a couple of slides before, there's a quote that talks about if information, this isn't exactly what it says, but it's basically saying if information was all you needed, we'll all be good. So it's not about the information. The information is out there. It's about having people around you that can support you on that journey, which is awesome. I've been able to do some great stuff because of the communities that I've been in. As we've kind of started alluded to earlier, the challenge is all about picking a big, scary, and audacious goal. And that goal that you've maybe been thinking about for ages, like I was talking about, this book has been kind of live for me since 2021. That when you achieve it, and it's intentional that it's in big capitals, because it's not an if, it's a when you achieve it, it will give you so much joy, so much pride. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I did that. And you are going to absolutely be so proud of yourself that we are going to have an absolute blast of an event. So it's about picking a big, scary, and audacious goal. You may not even know how you're going to do it. You may not know the exact pathway of how it's going to be done, but there's something really powerful about putting an intention into the world, into the universe, towards your higher being, whoever or whatever that looks like for you, and to put your intention out there and then just see the awesomeness of things just transpiring and coming together, to make that one thing possible. And then, as Katrina was saying earlier, it then has ripple effects to absolutely everything else. Your confidence is going to increase. You're going to have opportunities that come your way that you may not even have known was possible or even expecting. But there's lots of different things that can happen. So what is your one thing? Is it around energy, work, or love? I've spoken about mine. That is very much around work. Katrina's is very much around work as well, is around the financial freedom. Although when we think about it, the journey is about work, but the outcome is 100% more so, I would say, maybe Katrina, corrects me if I'm wrong, it's probably more so about love and about energy, because when you have that freedom, you are able to spend more time with your family. You are able to do the things that you want to do and explore the world and all of that good stuff. So, mine and Katrina's in the forefront is about work, and as Jen said as well, hers is about energy and love. So kind of just to give you some examples about what these things could be in terms of the different categories. You may also think, just to say also, you may also think of something that isn't necessarily, doesn't neatly fit into these boxes. I'm sure there's lots of people have views about different boxes and categories and stuff. But if your thing doesn't fit into any of those, that's also perfect. Whatever it is that you pick is going to be perfect for you. And I would really encourage you to give yourself a bit of a stretch, like kind of know what you want and just stretch it a little bit, just so that it makes you feel a little bit of uncomfortableness, but also when you're envisioning, when you achieve it, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so, so, so excited and proud. So in terms of energy, It's about your physical, mental, emotional, psychological well-being. So it can be something about changing some aspects of your body if you want to get more healthier. If it may be something about doing a daily practice like meditation or working out or going for a walk or something that you want to commit to. It can either be a process or it can be an outcome. In terms of work, it could be something related to your career, your job. It could be a pivot in terms of the work that you do. It could be your business, or it could be something about your purpose. What is your purpose for being here on the earth, and how are you navigating your journey towards your purpose and feeling very fulfilled? And then there's love. So it is, I want to say most importantly, I know some people may have a different view, but most importantly, I would say it's about the relationship with yourself, and with others and the other things and experiences that you love. So those are just kind of some of the categories that you can think of when it comes to energy, work, or love. But we'd actually really, really love to hear, not but, and we'd really love to hear what it is that you are wanting to work on. So if it fits into a category, great. If it doesn't fit into a category, great. Let us know, like put a message in the box or send us a message, join us on the community, join the tribe, and just let us know what it is that your one thing is for 2025. And
Okay,
that's it.
so rounding things up, when you thought of thinking of what your one thing can be, there's many different tools, many different aspects you can use to help you to make a decision about what your one thing will be. So firstly, it's about reflecting on the year and planning for the next year. So I personally have used two different tools to do that. There's one that's called the Year Compass, which helps you to, again, reflect and really think about all the key things that you did for the year before and how that brings you to the current year or the year going forward, and really honing in on what it is that you want to achieve going forward. Look at what you achieved previously, but then really think and focus on, okay, is it that I really want to go for in this present year? I've also I journal, and I think others journal as well. And there's a particular journal that I use, Auraline journal, which is linked to astrology, as well as looking at the reflections for the year before and the year ahead. There's another aspect, which is something that Nadine does, which is looking at the 300 things that you want to do. So it's writing a list of 300 things, and you've got to do 300 things of what it is that you want for yourself. That's not a quick thing. Not to say it's not an easy thing.
It's
It's not a
not.
quick thing.
It's
It
really
can
not.
take a while. And that's another thing as well. It's like, this isn't a quick fix. This is something that can take some time for us to be able to really hone in. So write down 300 things, and then you've got a wide span of ideas about what it is you want to then hone down. That's
Yeah.
the idea around that. There's also something which we call the three most important questions. So I will actually just tell you what those are. So one, if money, time, and no one else's opinions mattered, what type of experiences would you like to have? And two, how do you need to grow into the person who has those experiences? And three, once you have grown into the person who has those experiences, how do you want to give back in the world? So doing that exercise can really, really help, again, to hone in on what it is that you want for yourself. What's your why? And what it is that you want to achieve. There's something else that we do as part of our VIP community as well, is in relation to, it's got WTFUW, which is what the F you want. So I will break that down because it's not a swear word. It's about looking at many different Fs and many different key areas of your life that you can actually really, really focus on, understand what it is that you want from that area of your life, and again, hone it in. So those key areas are faith, fitness, friends, forgiveness. We've got thanks in there with an F, finance, fun, and future. So it's looking at those key areas of your life and being really, really clear on what it is that you want for your life. The other part is in relation to asking AI, because our future's changing. So I actually was listening to something yesterday. I was in a webinar yesterday, and it was saying that actually this year, 2025, is probably the last year that we're going to have human dominance in the world. And just because of the advances of AI and how we use AI and will be using AI in the future to guide us with everything in life. So when we talk about AI at the moment, there's two key ones actually. There's loads, but two key ones are the use of ChatGPT in helping you make decisions and Copilot in helping you make decisions. Again, there's loads of other ones, but those are two key ones at the moment that we can use and have a conversation with and make ChatGPT be our friend. It's amazing, the power of AI and how we can use that with helping us to make decisions and with our work and with our goals. The next part is in relation to seeking inspiration from the community. So as we've already mentioned, the importance of community and how key it is to really, really use the people, the resources around you, the connections, whether that be you joining the community for one and expanding the community you have here and any other community that you may be involved in, particularly focusing on what your one thing goal is. When you know what your goal is, it's really important to tap into communities that help you with that particular goal as well. Last thing is about coaching. So as I mentioned before, all three of us are coaches and we're using our coaching skills to help each other, but also you in the community with focusing on what it is that you want to achieve for yourself. We will, I think it's Jen will be going into more about how that works in the community, but there's so much importance in using coaches, using mentors to guide and support you. We all do, all three of us, even though that's what we do as coaches. We also have mentors and coaches ourselves to be able to help us with our goals. So can't express how important that is. That's me, and I am going to hand over. I've done it again because I'm handing over to myself. I've got them in front of me and I keep saying I'm handing over and I'm handing over to myself. So I've said a little bit about some of the kind of examples, but just thinking about examples of one thing. So we've got, as it says there, so releasing some body weight it's about outcomes that you might want to achieve. And Nadine said it earlier in terms of the different areas, work, love and energy, they all actually merge into one. So even though you might start off with one area, it can merge into all three areas really. And again, it links back into your why. So I'll just use my example of what my one thing is. So it sounds like on the face of it, it's about money. For me, it's not about money. Yes, there's financial freedom, but it's about what will that financial freedom give me to be able to actually live the life that I want to live. And that's where the outcomes are about. So it's about, okay, choosing what your one thing is, but being really clear on, well, why do you want that one thing? What's it going to do for your life going forward? So that's in relation to the outcome. So we've got just some other examples there in terms of securing a promotion, organising your home. So it's more, again, energy. So it's minimalistic and how that actually helps with the energy around you to flow with life. There's another part in terms of finding a soulmate and life partner. So that's actually something that connects with myself, because over the last few years, I've really been tapping into many different communities, spent money on doing different types of things and going into different communities and finding like-minded people. And within that, even though it might not be intentional, you can also seek other types of connections, like a soulmate, like a life partner, which is something that actually happened to myself. I went into these communities not looking for that, but coming out with that very strongly. So you can go into communities expecting one thing and coming out with something very different that can actually be life-changing in a very, very positive way. Just thinking about process. So just looking at the examples there in terms of what do you need to do in terms of actions to be able to achieve your outcomes. So there's things like, as mentioned, meditating for 20 minutes a day or whatever sits with you, working with a mentor for a certain amount of time, booking monthly date nights with your partner. It's really about, okay, focusing in on the actions that you need to put in place to be able to achieve your outcomes. Everything links into each other. What you will find is you can't just say, I want to be financially free and then not actually do anything about it. It won't come to you. You need to actually put your actions into place, into small steps, to then be able to walk those steps to achieve your goal. And I'll stop there.
Are you sure you're handing over this time?
I think so. I'm handing over to Jen. Look, I know, I got it.
Thank you. Okay. So just bringing this all together, what actually happens in the tribe? If I join this tribe, what am I going to get for it? Well, you're apart from the wonderful expertise from the three of us, what you'll also, we spoke a lot about community. It is that you get that support, that accountability that you'll get from other people in there. So masterclasses, what we've looked at is some of these sort of key areas that we feel that actually will really help to you to achieve your one thing. So throughout the year, we've scheduled in a range of different masterclasses. One of them in the next few months, really spoke about self, really trying to understand self. And Nadine and I will be doing a session on understanding self and understanding others. We've got masterclasses on AI as well coming up, so that's going to be really, really interesting when we talk a little bit more about AI. I'm not going to reveal too much because you'll just have to join the community. And when you join the community, what you'll see is a timetable, and you'll see different events in there. And of course, if there is anything that you specifically do want some help with that you'd like us to run a masterclass on, please do let us know. We're very, very flexible. One of the other powerful areas of helping you towards achieving your goals are accountability circles. And so throughout the months, myself, Nadine, Katrina, we run a about 45 minutes to an hour accountability circle. And that's an opportunity for you to come together, and really we can really sort of help to focus on your one thing. So we have them at different times of the month. Nadine likes to hers early in the morning. Katrina has hers in the evenings, and I do mine at weekends. And actually, I think yours is coming up in the next week or so, isn't it, Katrina?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. So again, please tap into those. We also have a weekly podcast which is really growing momentum, and that's just an opportunity where we just go live and we just have discussions and start chatting about things that gone on for us in the week. And what's been really lovely is that actually that's getting that dialogue going as well. For some people, they just might not be ready to come into the accountability groups, but actually what we are getting is the dialogue online about people saying what their one thing is. So again, I really encourage you to join that. And there's a range of resources, between the three of us, we have got lots and lots of resources that we'd like to share with you. And again, we'd be encouraging, if anybody has resources that they think can help one another, please do share. Just last week, Katrina came across a really great little article, really talking about 75 things to help you declutter. And it's that peer support, that sharing of resources, sharing of knowledge, sharing of expertise that is so key. And it is, as we've said before, when you come together, it's amazing the power that you can achieve just by oh yeah, actually that happened to me, and yes, I understand that. And Nadine spoke a little bit about those networking opportunities and events. They have been phenomenal. The very intentional people, absolutely phenomenal. Coming together, and pushing people out of their comfort zone. That's been really, really lovely to see people come along on their own and then leave with friends. So again, please do look out for those networking opportunities and events as well. So it really is it's innovative, it's different, and most importantly, it is going to get you to achieve your one thing. Okay, so I think we're almost coming to the end, and I'm going to hand back over to Nadine, I think.
Yes. So, in terms of the next masterclass well, it depends on when you're watching this actually. So we're recording this within our first month. So the next masterclass is going to be on the 20th of February. And the theme is, and it is what Jen was just talking about in terms of really helping us to understand ourselves in terms of our behavior and communication styles. So that's coming up on the 20th of February. You do need to be a member of the tribe in order to have access to that. So we'll talk about that. I'll talk about that just shortly. Um, and the name of the masterclass is How Your Color Influences How You Show Up in the World. And that is not color in the way that you are maybe automatically thinking. So if you're looking at the screen a bit side-eye at the moment, I promise you it's not what you think it is. So that's the next masterclass we are going to be running, which is coming up later in February, like about 3 weeks into February. And a couple of other events that we've got going on, and these are in person, is in March, we have the next VIP gathering, which was going to be on the Sunday, 23rd. And then I mentioned and alluded to this earlier, but on Saturday, the 13th of December, which just so happens to be someone's birthday, my birthday, we are having a awesome summit celebration gathering. It's going to be like the pinnacle of all the gatherings that we have throughout the year, and this is going to be a celebration event of how we have journeyed along the year to achieving our one thing. So that's going to be on Saturday the 13th of December. So we are actively securing everything so that event is going to be amazing. Am I still talking? Possibly?
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
we're
know.
just winding it up now, aren't we?
No, that was actually me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not the
See?
only one that's not remembering who's next.
I know. Imagine.
So yes, it's the next thing is about joining the tribe. So you'll see that it says scan me, scan me, scan me. So do get your phones out and scan that code to take you to where it is that you need to get to join the tribe. Or you can have a look on our social media pages, which is called One Thing Challenge, where you can actually get some more information and find out how to join the tribe in that way. And email addresses where you can send us an email. And just, I mean, it's already been said in terms of the vision for the community, but again, I just want to hone in on how important it is to have the community around you. That's what this tribe is about, is having the community around you who are doing the same thing as you. It might not be the same goal, but everyone is working towards their goal, and supporting each other with intentional living throughout the year and beyond. Great things happen when people commit to their growth in a community, as all of us are testament to. We've all made such great progress within separate communities that we thought we wanted to form our own and get people to be able to achieve their goals. That's definitely been my experience. It's kind of been said before by Nadine and Jen in terms of having new knowledge, new insights, new connections for the friendships and relationships that you can gain within the community, and also tapping into us as coaches and mentors to be able to guide you through that journey. There's also opportunities for people to join the committee or to support us as sponsors, or if you want to be an exhibitor in any of our events that we have. So just drop us an email. Again, as I said, find information within the social media platforms or scan that barcode. Thank you.
Awesome. So the last thing to say is let's go. Like, I am so excited for this year. I'm so excited to navigate the journey. And it's not to say that it's going to go all perfectly. It's all about the ups, the downs, the lefts, the right, the lefts, the rights, diagonals, and all of that. But within this community, we are going to support one another so that we are able to grow through whatever we go through in 2025 and really celebrate the outcomes that we've achieved, the learning that we've achieved, the pivots that we've achieved, the changes, the
Absolutely.
unexpected outcomes that we've achieved over the next 11 months. Let's say 11 months now. Over the next 11 months. So if you feel inspired, intrigued, you're a bit like, let me kind of see what's going, even if it's fear of missing out, you're going to be, I can understand that 100% because there is going to be so much electricity around this community and I'm incredibly excited around it. So, you know, scan the code, go back a bit, scan the code, or there'll be links somewhere on the page where you can just then click in and get more information. Join the community on Instagram, join the tribe, connect with us individually if you kind of want more information or you want to have a one-to-one chat to see whether it really is for you. And let's go 2025. So thank you so much for your time. Signing out. Guys, do you want to say goodbye?
As Nadine said, let's go, let's get it. That's where I'm at the moment. I'm as buzzing as Nadine is in terms of achieving my own goal, but also hearing how other people have progressed with theirs.
Great, lovely, thank you. And I just want to say thank you, and it's been, you know, really great to be able to share all of this. We're so passionate about helping you to be your best self. So I'm really looking forward to meeting all you wonderful people and looking forward to seeing you achieve your one thing through 2025, and then obviously planning and visualizing the 2026 and beyond. So you know, you just get into let's go with this now, and let's just keep on achieving for our higher selves.
Awesome. All right. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
All right, how do I stop this?
Are we still recording?
Yeah,
I mean, I can cut it, so that's fine. I can cut off the
that's
end.
all right then.
But I now need to work out.
Hey, we got through it.
That was awesome, guys. Like, seriously. I always feel energized when I present with you.
Still recording.
I know. I'm just like, a bit. And I want to say that's probably about half an hour, 40 minutes.
I think well, it is.
No, it was an hour.
Yeah.
No, the recording,
because
I think it records from the beginning.
About 8:15, didn't we? Because remember I said, oh, look, it's nearly 8:15. So I'd say it's about 45 minutes, 40 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good amount of time. All right, no, seriously, why is this not recording? Stop. Stop. There you go. Thank you.